Paragons, Comet Sun, Issue 1, Page 1, The Comet. Before our story begins, we need to understand where it takes place. This is Tiamat, one of the most influential worlds in the Oak Expanse galaxy, a civilization built upon a balance of science and magic, more advanced than Earth in the Milky Way by centuries. Tiamat is home to many races: gods, mutants, deviants, and ordinary humans known locally as abnormals. Though their origins differ, all are considered Tiamatians. The planet itself is divided into several major continental regions, including Laurasia, Nuria, Vio, Northland, and Khalun. Together, they form one of the greatest civilizations in known space. But tonight, none of that matters. Warning: engine failure, structure collapse imminent. High above Tiamat's atmosphere, disaster is unfolding. A spacecraft is moments away from destruction. Its systems are failing, its crew is gone, and one exhausted survivor is desperately fighting against the clock. Come on, he says. His concern is no longer the ship, it's the child beside him. Impact in 43 seconds. As the countdown continues, the survivor notices something unusual. The child is still alive. Something about him is different. He's calm, unharmed, almost as if the chaos surrounding them can't reach him. Whatever the reason, there won't be time to find out. The man's injuries are severe. He knows he isn't getting out of this alive. Yet even now, his focus remains entirely on the child. And with only seconds remaining, he makes one final decision. One final promise. You have to leave. In the next panel, the ship tears through Tiamat's atmosphere, burning, breaking apart, becoming a falling star over an unsuspecting world. To anyone watching from below, it would look like a comet. Inside, the final systems began shutting down. Critical failure, the system said. Whatever chance remained is gone. The ship has reached its final journey. One ship, two souls. A destiny that would shake worlds. A violent end, a forgotten tragedy, or so it would seem. Because hidden within the wreckage is a child who shouldn't have survived. A child whose arrival will reshape lives, challenge empires, and one day force an entire galaxy to question everything it believes. This is the story of the comet. Let's see what the next page will hold. Paragons, Comet Sun, Issue 1, Page 2. Tiamat, Northern Wilds. Minutes after the crash, help finally arrives. Not soldiers, not police, the sentinels, the official protectors of Laurasia, working alongside the government. They are tasked with handling threats beyond the reach of ordinary authorities. Their ranks are small, but their reputation stretches across the continent. Leading them is Azure Sentinel, alongside him Gold Sentinel, Rose Sentinel, Crimson Sentinel, and Verdant Sentinel. As they arrive at the crash site, a pilot radios headquarters. This is Delta 7. We have reached the crash site. The transmission is routine, the scene before them is not. A vessel has fallen from the stars, and nobody yet knows why. In the second panel, The investigation begins immediately. Crimson Sentinel activates his scanners and studies the wreckage. Moments later, he reports scanners are picking up severe energy distortion. Something hit hard. Looking around the crash site, nobody argues. The soil of tarmac itself bears the scars of the impact. While the others focus on the wreckage, Azur notices something unusual, a signal, faint, buried deep within the twisted metal. He kneels beside the damaged hull and quietly says, "There's someone inside." For a brief moment, hope enters the conversation. Virgin Sentinel reaches the source first. The answer comes almost immediately. Pilot deceased. Just like that, the hope disappears, and whoever brought this vessel to tarmac did not survive the journey. Refusing to stop there, Crimson expands the search perimeter, looking for survivors, looking for passengers, looking for answers. Instead, he finds nothing. No trace of any other life sign on board, he says. He scans again, nothing in the surrounding area either. One pilot, one ship, no explanation. Rose Sentinel studies the data in silence, then voices what everyone is already thinking. That doesn't make sense. Because she's right, ships this size are not designed for a single occupant. As we go on, the mystery only grows deeper. Studying the damaged hull, Gold Sentinel asks, "What was this ship carrying?" And before anyone can answer, another question follows, "And where is the rest?" Questions the wreckage refuses to answer. Azur surveys the crash site one final time. The dead pilot, the missing passengers, the impossible circumstances. Then he reaches a conclusion. Whatever happened here, it wasn't just a crash. Whatever they are looking at began long before this vessel entered tarmac's atmosphere. The mystery is already growing beyond the capabilities of local authorities. Azur makes his decision. This is above local authority. We'll handle the investigation. The Sentinels are officially taking control. With their preliminary investigation complete, the team departs the northern wilds, carrying more questions than answers, unaware that the most important clue is already gone. To the people of Laurasia, the Sentinels are more than heroes. They are guardians, protectors, watchers standing between civilization and chaos. Their creed is simple: to protect, to serve, to stay. Tonight, however, even they have no idea what has truly arrived on tarmac. Paragons, Comet Sun, Issue 1, page 3. While the Sentinels begin their investigation, another story unfolds elsewhere, hidden from the public, hidden from the government, hidden even from most of tarmac. Deep within an abandoned manor lies the headquarters of one of the most feared organizations on the planet, the Order of Abyss. Revolutionaries to some, terrorists to others, believers in a future that the rest of the world refuses to see. And tonight, they have acquired something extraordinary, a child pulled from the wreckage before the Sentinels arrived. In the second panel, the leader of the Order, Red Star, reveals the truth to his followers. Holding the infant in his arms, he explains, "We found him in the wreckage alive, not rescued, taken. Before authorities could discover what survived the crash, before anyone could ask questions, the child vanished from history." If answers exist, Dr. Kinzoku intends to find them. Scientist, engineer, inventor, perhaps the most brilliant mind within the Order, she begins her examinations. "Allow me to examine him," she says. At first, the results appear surprisingly ordinary. Kinzoku studies the genetic data and reports, "He's Tamasian." The scan identifies no mutations, No foreign species markers, no known abnormalities, just a child, or so it seems. Then another reading appears, one that most shouldn't exist. Kinzoku poses, looking at the infant, looking back at the screen. However, there is something unnatural. The room grows silent. The anomaly reveals itself, not in his DNA, not in his biology, but in the energy flowing through him. Kinzoku explains, his cells, they react to an energy source we can't identify. An energy unlike anything recorded in Tamashan science, something ancient, or perhaps something entirely new. The discovery divides the room immediately. Kinzoku warns, he could be dangerous, Giant sees opportunity, or he could be our greatest weapon. The discussion grows louder, but Red Star has already made his decisions. Looking around the table, he declares, he doesn't belong to the Sentinels, he belongs to us now. Ownership, not guardianship, ownership. Few words come from the woman known only as Ghost, yet when she speaks, people listen. Calmly she asks, what do we do with him, Red Star? The question is simple, the answer will shape a life. Sitting across from her, Grave Hand offers the solution, not mercy, not freedom, purpose. Train him, raise him, shape him. Then he leans forward. When the time comes, he will change the world. As the adults debate his future, the child remains unaware. Blue energy dances across his skin, silent, mysterious, powerful. Fate has delivered him into the hands of the Order. Whether that is salvation or tragedy, nobody knows. Red Star studies the child one final time, and in him he sees possibility, a weapon, a symbol, perhaps even a savior. Fate has a funny way of delivering what we need most. Then he makes a promise, not to his followers, not to the child, but to the future itself. Perhaps this child is the key to our redemption and to Tamat's future. Whether that future will be built through hope or through fire remains to be seen. Paragons Comet Sun, Issue 1, Page 4. Live. Breaking news. Pilot identified in crash site. Authorities continue investigation. Good evening, says the anchor. Today, authorities confirmed the identity of the deceased pilot found in the crashed shuttle in the northern wilds. By morning, the crash had become the biggest story in Tamat. News stations across Laurasia interrupted their regular programming as investigators raced to uncover the truth behind the mysterious vessel that had fallen from the sky. The pilot has been recognized as one of the officers who set off on a space exploration journey months ago, says the anchor. He is identified as Lieutenant Dan Calfiori, Tamashan Alliance Space Exploration Corps. The name shocked many. Lieutenant Dan Calfiori had been presumed lost beyond known space after disappearing during a deep space exploration mission months earlier. Now his body had returned, but the questions surrounding his fate were only beginning. However, the shuttle in which he appeared was not the one which they had launched of him, the anchor continued. Launch shuttle was not equal to the recovered shuttle. Investigators quickly discovered something troubling. The wreckage recovered in the northern wilds did not match the vessel Dan originally departed in. Somewhere between his disappearance and his return, something had changed. The authorities will continue further investigations to determine how the shuttle ended up in Tamashan territory. Security agencies, scientists, and military officials were all searching for answers. No flight path matched, no known records explained the discrepancy, and no one could explain where the mysterious vessel had truly come from. Earlier at Tamasha City Police Headquarters, based on our scans at the site, The impact vector does not match the shuttle's original trajectory. It appears to have been disrupted, possibly hijacked or forced off course. Azuri Sentinel Task Force leader says. While the public received fragments of information, the Sentinels were conducting their own investigation. The evidence suggested the crash was not an accident. Someone or something had interfered with the mission. The news anchor continued. The deceased pilot is a Tamartian Alliance soldier and a trained explorer. Information display: Lieutenant Dan Califiori, Tamartian Alliance Space Exploration Corps. We will keep you updated as more information becomes available. Tamartian Alliance. To the people of Tamat, the story seemed straightforward. A lost explorer had been found, a tragic ending to a heroic mission, but hidden beneath the headlines, beneath the investigations, and beyond the reach of every authority on the planet was a secret no one yet knew existed. A child, a survivor, and the beginning of a story that would one day change Tamat forever. Paragons Comet Sun, Issue 1, Final Page. The investigation continued. Reports were filed, questions were asked, theories were debated, yet, despite all the resources of the Tamartian Alliance, they never found the baby. Because while the world searched for answers, the child was already growing up somewhere else, hidden from history, raised by the Order of the Abyss. To the outside world, the Order were criminals, revolutionaries, extremists, but to him, they were family. The only family he had ever known. Red Star became the father he never had. Dr. Kinzoku became his teacher. Zion became his protector. Ghost became something between a guardian and mystery. And the others became home. Yet, there was another family he admired from afar. Heroes broadcast into every home across Laurasia. The Sentinels, protectors of the continent, symbols of justice, legends larger than life. Like countless children across Tamat, he watched them with wonder, not knowing that one day his destiny would become forever tied to theirs. Years passed, the child became a boy, and the boy began to train. The Order quickly realized he possessed gifts unlike anything they had ever seen. Speed, reflexes, power, potential. Every lesson pushed him farther, every challenge made him stronger, every victory revealed more of what he truly was. The strange energy Dr. Kinzoku detected years earlier was awakening. Red Star watched it all unfold, every step, every success, every failure, every impossible breakthrough, because from the very beginning he believed the child had been sent for a reason, not merely to serve the Order, not merely to oppose the Sentinels, but to change the future of Tamat itself. The boy without a past, the child from the stars, the secret hidden from the world. He would become a hero, he would become a weapon, he would become a symbol, and his story is only just beginning. We witnessed a tragic sacrifice, a mysterious survivor, and a crash that could change everything. If this is how the story starts, I can't wait to see what's coming next. Until then, let's turn the page and see what the next issue has in store for us. Bye bye.